Welcome, everybody, to the very Halloween edition of the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created, and to bring you all the nerd news you need to know, all while putting a real dumb look on Ryan's face. I am Brian, the hostess with the absolutely terrifying mostest. Woo!
I'm Brian. I don't like scary stuff.
You're such a weenie.
I am a wimp. I don't know why. I like spooky stuff, but not like scary.
Where's my it? You know, I did hire a clown to come to your work the other day. Did he show up?
No.
I also sent you some balloons that may show up at your place tomorrow. I don't know yet.
Yeah, but, I appreciate it because I'm working from home tomorrow. So
nice. Well, everyone, happy Halloween. When this comes out, well, it won't be Halloween yet, but most people will watch this on Halloween. So happy Halloween for the 190 episodes. 190th episode is our Halloween spectacular. Why? I don't know, because we're not really doing anything on Halloween. We didn't dress up.
Yeah, we just got a whole bunch of rain in the forecast, and I'm sure the kids are just gonna get wet, and then they're gonna, want to not have to trick or treat, which is fine with me. So
your kids are wusses. My kids would literally go out in the middle of a blizzard, tornado, possible hurricane, definite earthquake, and maybe even if we were having like a kaiju attack, they'd probably still go trick-or-treating.
Yeah, that's some dedication right there.
They'd be like, my youngest would be like, I wonder if that big lizard's got some candy bars.
But do you dress up when you go with them?
So, it depends on when it is. Like this year, if it's during the week, probably not really. I kind of just do some bootleg costumes. Like I'll do I'll usually do this. I got this cool black raincoat that's kind of long with a hood, and I'll flip it up, and I'll wear black gloves and black pants, and I'll have my Kylo Ren lightsaber.
Just walk around.
Walk around as a Sith Lord, like a badass. Next year, I have in the past, like when I've taken them trick or treating, like when it's on a weekend or something, I've kept a couple of my costumes. I got a Clark Kent Superman costume where you can wear it with just jeans and stuff, and it has some glasses, and it looks like a business suit, but if you rip it open, it's got a Superman.
Ooh, that's pretty sweet.
So I keep that one. I have a couple other costumes that I've kept, like some good ones. I got like a Mad Hatter one that I've kept. Sometimes I'll throw on the hat and go out with them, but during the week, if it's raining, or I don't even know what the forecast is supposed to be over here, but it's Washington, so I'm just gonna say rain. Actually, it's been really nice. It's been really cold, but if it's raining, I'll usually just do the rain jacket or something else. But if it's on the weekend, I'll totally
what's his name from Unbreakable.
Oh yeah, there you go. I just need a green rain jacket. Next year's it's gonna be on a Saturday because we got leap year. So I already told him like we'll have a Halloween party. I'll get all dressed up and we'll go out trick or treating and stuff. So if I have time and it's whatever, I'll throw on a quick costume.
I always feel bad for my wife because Halloween's also her birthday, and before we had kids, we would just we go out and have fun.
Halloween parties.
And do a bunch of stuff. And then we have kids and it's like, oh, so what do you want to do for your birthday? Like, oh, well, people are coming over and they're meeting, all the kids are meeting at, this place.
Yeah.
And we're going to trick or treat for 3 hours and then we're going to be so pissed off at them.
Dude, our kids are getting older. We have 5 years left of trick or treating, really, before they're just like, screw you guys. We're going to go to our friend's house and watch Chucky all night long. All right.
Yeah. My oldest is 12 and he hasn't asked to, go up by himself yet. But I'm pretty sure next year when he's 13, he's not going to want to probably trick-or-treat with us.
Well, who knows? I just mean trick-or-treat in general. I do get sometimes I get the teenagers that show up, and I'm like, I hear people complain all the time about teenagers trick-or-treating. Here's the way I look at it. Do you want them trick-or-treating, or do you want them smashing your pumpkins and toilet papering your house? So if
you want them trick-or-treating and, having fun and still being kids,
yeah,
or do you want them being, shithead delinquents?
Exactly. So if a few candy bars buys me a day of not having to clean my house off with shit, then I'm good.
Yeah. So
yeah. So that's my plan. Tomorrow I'll take the kids out trick-or-treating. We'll probably just do our neighborhoods. We live in a nice neighborhood, and then I'll hand out candy for a while, and then I got this cool little like zombie dude who's like, "Would you like some candy?" And he's got a bowl, and so you just put the candy in the bowl when you leave.
The first kid that sees it just.
He would try and work on the honor system. I don't know. I got a ring this year, so I'm gonna like mess with the kids. So I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I said one piece of candy."
You bastards.
Yeah, I put like a skeleton right in, like by my ring, so I'm gonna try and scare the kids. It'll be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty uneventful Halloween. If we get home in time, I might watch like Scream or something. I don't know. We'll see. I've been watching a lot of scary TV shows about murder and stuff lately, so I don't know if I need to watch anything else that's scary.
That's always a good thing to get into, I guess.
What, murder?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I started watching Castle Rock Season 2. We've been watching that new show, Evil. I've been watching that show, Prodigal Son.
We got I knew there was a show where my wife, the other couple, like 2 days ago, like, where was the show that we started?
Oh, Prodigal Son?
You know, that we really, and it's that one. I was like, I feel like there's a show, because we're trying to get, like, 10 different shows then.
Yeah, dude, there's so many shows on right now. I'm so far behind on everything. I mean, when I was on vacation, I got caught up on Vikings finally, and I'm almost finished with Preacher, but, I'm behind literally on everything else now. Arrow, Flash.
So did you finish the whole last season of Vikings?
Yeah, I'm caught up on Vikings.
So you got to see Bjorn with this getting victorious.
Yeah, Bjorn Ironside's a boss. Yeah, I'm excited for the final season. I'm glad it's gonna be the final season, but I am excited for it. But I don't know. Back to Halloween. Are you gonna do anything with Halloween or?
I used to dress up, but right now I just walk around with my lightsaber, and I kind of do the same thing you're saying. I don't really like go all black. I just get a hood.
Mm-hmm. Just throw it up. I'm telling you, man. Lightsabers are the best cheap costumes known to man, especially at night. They're cool. You light them up, and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did last year.
Not only that, if your kids get out of line, you can just fucking whack them with it. It's like, shut up and start moving.
Last year, Lincoln was Kylo Ren, so I would just, and he had, he got like, we just got him the plastic, lightsaber, the Kylo Ren one, just like one. So he was like, be holding it, and I have my good one, so I would just walk up and just like smack his. My lightsaber's better.
You are such a dick.
Yeah. So, what is that? The Rock look for?
What the hell?
You're gonna
Charlie, is that you? There's like something underneath my kid's like coat. Charlie, I know it's you.
They're trying to sneak in.
Well, it's either my daughter or the dog. I'm not sure which one. Or I have a poltergeist who's about to murder me in my sleep. Pretty sure it's my daughter, though, because she likes to try and sneak around and hide.
Kids are sneaky like that.
I should go. I'm going to go check. Hang on. I'm going to go check. Fill time. Yeah, that's what I thought. Little punk. You better run.
This is what happens when you don't edit a show.
It was my daughter. What a buster. I knew it was her. Joke's on you, Charlie. I knew it was you.
Caught her in the act.
I caught her. Guess who's not going trick-or-treating tomorrow? Her.
Now
you are not going trick-or-treating. You're done. I don't care what you're doing. You should be in bed.
And you sleep in the garage.
And you're sleeping in the garage. What? It's cold in the garage. I'm not a jerk, Ryan. Wow. Maybe I should call CPS on you and...
It's better. I make my kids sleep in the shed. I mean...
Well, that's...
You gotta, like, make room next to the lawnmower.
That's not creepy at all. I'm sure they're definitely not going to murder you in your sleep. I wouldn't even worry about it. Jesus Christ. Whatever. Anyway. Alright, well, before we move on from our riveting fucking Halloween, this is the worst Halloween discussion I've ever heard. I'm not even going to lie.
Start over.
We haven't been funny. We haven't said anything interesting. And you have been more boring than usual, so I don't even know what to say.
Well, it can only get better from here, Brian.
That's probably I hope so.
From an Osmus point of view.
All right, well, hey, for the last little end to our Halloween discussion, what is your favorite candy bar?
I thought we discussed this, that there is only one candy bar, Brian. And that is the Milky Way.
That is the Milky Way. You're right. That is also my favorite candy bar. High five.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite candy? What's your candy that you like?
Dynamo.
What's the candy that you take out of your kids' bin and you just throw it in the trash immediately?
Yeah. I steal those and all the Milk Duds. That's all I take.
I take all the candy corn and throw it in the trash.
What does your cup say? That's a cool cup. I need to get me that.
It says Fook. I think it's like French or Italian or something. I don't know.
The two things above the U.
It's not Swedish. All right, what are we talking about? Should we talk about this show? We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got a huge action-packed show. We didn't even talk about my trip to Mexico because we rambled about literally nothing for 10 minutes.
It was riveting, and I'm sure both of our moms are going to say we did a great job.
Yeah, it's probably true. But we have a huge show. We got a lot of Star Wars news, which is my favorite kind of show. One that is Star Wars heavy. We got some dragon news, aka Game of Thrones stuff. We got I don't know, a question from the Faithful 50.
The faithful ghouls.
Yeah, right. the faith. Are we gonna keep trying to do this Halloween thing? Considering we have nothing, we're not gonna talk about horror movies.
I think that's about the extent of our commitment to.
I'm wearing a Scooby Doo shirt. That's about.
I'm the Flash. I mean, he died once and came back
3 times. Whatever. What are we talking about? We got news. I think we might have some recommendations. I don't fucking. I get a recommendation. Don't watch the show. It's terrible.
And we also received something.
We got an unboxing.
And by we, I mean me and I. Well, I'll talk about it soon.
We're gonna talk about it later, and Ryan's gonna tell you how he's gonna give me that bobblehead. It's gonna happen. Just accept it.
We'll get to that road or that bridge.
We're not getting to that bridge. Are we going to get to that bridge much like Ichabod Crane? Huh?
That bridge is going to be on fire.
Yeah, because I'm going to throw a fucking head. I'm going to be a headless horseman throwing a pumpkin that's on fire at your face.
And I'll just.
Do we really have to make Halloween puns all night? It's going to be real. Yay!
Yay!
Halloween. Why am I continue doing this motion? Whatever.
Kids. Yay. People didn't come here to listen to that. They just want to let's deliver on the meat and potatoes, Brian.
What are we talking about? This is the worst show we've ever recorded.
Oh,
can't tell we took a 3-week break. You know what, Ryan? I wish I was back in Mexico. I wish I was on my beach just smoking cigars and drinking booze. Instead, I'm stuck here with you. Talking about shitty Halloween candy, and
your cigars. Was that part of the all-inclusiveness, or
no? I mean, you have to pay for
them. That would be nice, though. I would just say,
dude, I don't think I could smoke that many cigars. It'd just like you smoke them all, and you just be like, you get double fist cigars. Your face would just be all leathery and reek of like nicotine and smoke by the time you came home. Would you want to stay on a resort that allowed unlimited cigars just everywhere? Just people just reek. Oh, God, no. All right, whatever. What are we talking about? Let's get into the news. Let's talk about the news. Unless you want to ask me about my vacation, which was amazing. Even though I got like no sun, I'm still white as ever. Fuck you, son. SPSF 70. That's how I roll.
I did not go on vacation. I got to hang out at my house. It was super awesome.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't. You're a liar. But anyway, that's our long-winded way of saying that's why we've been gone for a few weeks. I was on vacation, so hey, we're back, kind of, maybe. I don't know, whatever. Let's talk about the news. You want to talk about the news, or do you want to talk about anything else? You got
talk about the news.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Some very good, interesting stuff that.
You want to talk more about how you steal your kids' candy? Are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about more candy?
No.
Ghouls?
I think Halloween, we can just kick it out the door.
All right, thank God. All right, then, Ryan, you know what time it is, right? It is time for the spooky news. We're going to be coming. Why did I become Eastern European? We're going to be coming with the slasher of stuff.
Oh, that's a good recovery.
We're going to come with the chainsaw. Hey, that's a terrible chainsaw. My chainsaw has clearly got issues. We're coming with the chainsaw of bloody good information.
And then, Brian, we'll finish it off with the Cobra Kai leg sweep of knocking people's heads off.
Why with the Cobra Kai? You wanted to do... Listen, you were like, we're going to do a Halloween theme. And you're going to come with some Karate Kid shit.
The Cobra Kai...
80s themes are only on in October, November-ish sometime. They're definitely not for our Halloween spooktacular.
We'll finish it off, Brian, with the Scythe of Justice.
You know what? I'll take it. How do you get the Scythe of Justice? I feel like that was the...
blood plus 2.
Death. There we go. A bloody death justice.
Yeah.
That sounded real scary. All right, whatever. I really wanted to lead off. We had some huge Star Wars stuff, but unfortunately, we also had a tragic passing, and we always like to get those, kind of talk about those at the beginning of the show and pay our respects early. So we lost an actor that I think maybe not as well known in some to just like a name recognition, but everybody knows the characters that he played.
Yes.
John Witherspoon passed away very suddenly at the age of 77. In fact, he actually had recorded some videos. He does some stuff on his like Instagram and Facebook. He just the other day, and so I mean, nobody apparently saw this coming. I did not see what the cause of death was, but for those of you who are not familiar with John Witherspoon, he is he's Pops from Friday, and he was also Grandpa in the Boondocks, and he's just a character actor that showed up a lot, and he was just hilarious. I mean, I think most of us remember him from Friday, and I don't know.
That was where I knew him from.
Yeah.
I did. So.
I saw the news last night, and I was laying in bed, and for like 10 minutes straight, me and my wife were just quoting Friday, just kind of reminiscing about how much enjoyment he brought to our lives.
Yes.
I grab a dog, choke it, kick in the ass, bang, bang, bang. Also, what he said. I don't forget when he's watching that movie. It was a man's best friend. And he's like, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. I looked at the dog. I said, dog. I said, don't bite me in the ass. And the dog turned around, and the dog bit me in the goddamn ass.
God, it feels like I can't remember the last time when I watched that movie. It's been a long-ass time.
Dude, I watched Friday like a couple months ago.
Oh, really? No, I've probably been a good 20 years since I've watched that movie. Feels like it's been that long.
You know, I liked him in Friday. I mean, in all the Fridays, he was just great. He was just always that guy. When he showed up in any movie, he always kind of stole the scene. He was hilarious. Some of his stand-up is great. A lot of people really credit him for kind of being a guy who would take him under the wing and was really just a stand-up guy and was always willing to share some of the things he'd learned with people. And it just seemed like a really good dude. And Mr. Witherspoon, you will be missed.
That's all you can ask for, just to be known as a really good dude.
Yeah, and I can't speak for everybody, but you made me laugh a lot in my life. So, as we always say on this show, good journey, and may the force be with you. And hopefully in the afterlife, you grab a dog, you choke it, kick in the ass, bang, bang, bang. It's your pleasure. All right, moving on. And whatever. You know what? Friday is a goddamn gem, and he is probably the funniest person in that show.
I need to find it on see if it's streaming anywhere, because
it's been like stars or something when we watched it. I just like Comcast find Friday, and I was like, Friday. I was like, yeah. It's one of those movies that I was surprised I didn't own. I think I own like 9 VHS. I think I actually have it on VHS somewhere, but I don't think I have a VHS player anymore. So, all right. First up, Ryan, Star Wars news. You know why? Because we are only 51 days. It'll be 50 days on Halloween from The Force Awakens coming to an end. No, we are 50 days away from the final chapter in the Skywalker saga, Rise of Skywalker is coming out real soon, and I could not be more excited. Woohoo!
The last Star Wars movie ever made. They're not going to make any more.
You shut your mouth and don't ever fucking speak to me again. How dare you say these things? No, we got the reason why I'm very excited. Obviously, we've known this is coming out for a while, but we got the final trailer for the movie, and ticket pre-sales just went on sale last week. So if this is the first you are hearing of it, you were probably lost your opportunity to buy opening night tickets. Yes. Judging from early ticket sales at Fandango and Atom Ticket Sales, which has said that they have already sold more tickets, pre-sold more tickets for the Rise of Skywalker than they did for the entire Avengers Endgame pre-sale.
That's pretty telling.
So I guess people are pretty excited about this movie. I mean, I know I am, but then again, checked.
But we were going to go with a group of friends. We were all going to try and get tickets, I think, for at least like opening weekend. So hopefully we can still get opening weekend at this point.
You might want to get those real quick if you might want to try and like hop on and check, because I know I went online to see, because I had a friend who wanted to go to the premiere with me, and so I looked and they were gone. So
yeah, I'm sure you have a hard time convincing people to go to that.
No, it's usually I bought my tickets. I bought a handful of tickets, and I'm taking my daughter and one of my friends, and we're going to opening night. And then I bought tickets on Saturday, so we're going Thursday night, and then I'm going on Saturday again and taking my youngest with me, because she's, the movie's been apparently the runtime's about 2 hours and 35 minutes, which is pretty long. She likes Star Wars, but she's only 7. She still gets a little antsy, so.
Yeah.
I don't mind taking her opening weekend, but Thursday night after work, everybody who's there is there because they love Star Wars, and nobody wants like a kid like talking and running around and whatever.
Yeah. As long as she's not like dumping popcorn on people.
No, she just starts getting antsy, and then she I gotta use the bathroom. Which, okay, to be fair to her, she's usually really good around people. It's more for me, honestly, because I'm just like, when I go to a movie, I want to be like in the movie. I want to be
want to talk.
Don't fucking talk. Don't pull out your phone. Don't tell me you gotta pee, because I'm gonna tell you, like, pee your pants. I don't care. I'm watching the movie. So I can deal with that after I've already seen it. So on Saturday, I'd be more than happy to take my daughter to the bathroom 3 or 4 times, because usually that's her go-to move. When she gets bored, she has to use the bathroom 1,000 times, and I'm just like, I don't got time for this. I ain't got time for this. And she gets bored during anything, so it's not like Star Wars is boring. Like, her attention span is just not quite 2.5 hours long. We took her to Avengers Endgame. I mean, she did pretty good at Endgame, but she had to use the bathroom about 15 times during Endgame.
Oh, jeez.
So it was, Anyway, but yeah, so the tickets are on sale. We got the final trailer, which I swore I wasn't going to watch.
I can't believe you did it, Brian.
I wasn't going to do it.
I've only watched the first one.
Well, so I watched the main...
Thanks to you, I actually know what happened in the second and third one, because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. So...
What do you want from me, Ryan? Clearly, I'm just a Star Wars nerd. Look at all this shit. Dude, look at my body. Who's that? Is that Rey? I think so. That's episode 9 Rey, Ryan. I can't be trusted around Star Wars. But it was actually pretty funny. So, like I said, I was in Mexico when the trailer dropped, and so the Wi-Fi there kind of sucked. Plus, I was like, you know what? No, I'm taking a hard stance. I'm not watching the trailer. Now, the first 3 days I was in the resort, I swimming in the pool, I got my tattoos out where visible. Everybody can see them. And, like, nobody talked to me about Star Wars. Nobody said a word about my tattoos. Nobody said anything, which is fine. No, whatever. But usually somebody will see it to strike up a conversation. Usually find one Star Wars fan who wants to talk about it. So it's like, that's a little strange. But then the day the trailer dropped, I'm in the pool, and I'm getting accosted by literally everybody. Hey, you see the trailer? Did you watch the trailer? I'm like, no, I didn't watch the trailer. And they're like, you didn't watch the trailer? Like I already know these people. I don't know any of these people, but they're already like, they think they know me because of my tattoos. I'm like, no, I'm trying to blah, 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 I'm trying to save the movie and yada, yada, yada. And then they just start telling me about the trailer. And then it was pretty cool, though. I ended up having, so the day the trailer dropped, I ended up having about 15 different conversations with random people about Star Wars. And then honestly, throughout the entire week, people just would see my tattoos and be like, they just wanted to talk, because they're just really excited about the new trailer, so they just wanted to talk about it. And so that's pretty cool. And that's the thing I've always loved about Star Wars. My wife is kind of just smiling in the corner while I'm in the pool talking to these random strangers about Star Wars. And see, to me, that's what Star Wars is, right? That's
your Rey tattoo, or
with what?
Did anybody say anything about the Rey tattoo?
Oh, no, I mean, just in general, I had a lot of people just like it. I mean, nobody pointed anything specifically out, and they're just like, oh, it's so cool, and then they just want to talk about Star Wars. And like I said, that's the Star Wars that I know and love. Like, I don't understand all this toxic nonsense flying around, because every time I talk to people about Star Wars, they're generally like, I didn't like Last Jedi as much as the other ones, but hey, I love Star Wars. I can't wait to see this new movie. It's like, all right, that's cool. Let's talk about it. And so, and I even talked to this one guy who hated The Last Jedi. And by the end of the conversation, he's like, I'm going to go home and rewatch that movie. I think I never really thought about the way you talked about it. I might have to watch it again. I'm like, saying. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It was pretty fun. It was fun to have those conversations. Anybody tries to tell you that Star Wars is dead, no one's excited for this new movie.
Star Wars brings people together.
Yes, man. You know what? The love and passion of something fun like Star Wars should bring people together.
That's why it's making a crap ton of money.
And it's going to make... I know, I'm already starting to see a lot of the bullshit articles out there with, like, Rise of Skywalker not expected to have as huge of, opening day as Force Awakens. And I'm like, okay. So right now, early projections are putting Rise of Skywalker between $180 and $200 million opening weekend. Like...
That's terrible.
Okay, first of all, let's be honest. Revenge of the Sith was the lowest opening of the prequel trilogy. Return of the Jedi was the lowest opening of the original trilogy. And this will probably be the lowest opening of the last trilogy. The third movie's... Return of the King, I think, was the lowest opening of all the Lord of the Rings movies. Like, the third movies always do well, but they almost never make as much money as the first one or two, because there's a little bit of, like, people, there's a little bit of oversaturation, and people are like, nah, whatever, I don't care. And so, I mean, I think people are going to... I know a lot of people want to compare this to Endgame. It's a completely different thing. I mean, Endgame was, 30 movies that they finally capped off, and it was a cliffhanger sequel.
It was more of a capstone than I think that we're going to get with Star Wars, honestly. Because, like you said, they're doing 30 movies that they're trying to tap up. This is just...
And they say it's the end, it's the end. But, I mean, is it really the end? Let's be honest. We get The Mandalorian in 2 weeks that apparently is going to have some huge tie-in and revelations to Star Wars Rebels and a lot of other things of the Star Wars universe. We're getting a Kenobi show in, 2 years. That is Kenobi. Hello. He's part of the Skywalker saga.
Did you see the thing on the Kenobi that he had known for about 4 years that they were working on it or something?
Well, yeah, apparently he had signed on to do a trilogy of movies, and they decided to do TV shows instead. So, which actually makes a lot of sense. It got announced it's going to be a 6-hour miniseries, basically. So, in essence, it's going to be 3 movies filmed and given to us in weekly increments. So, I mean, there's rumors we're going to get a Vader movie. There's rumors we're going to get a Kylo movie. I mean, listen, let's be honest. The Skywalker saga is far from really over. But either way, I mean, this is the end of a 9 movies arc that a lot of people are just... And here's the difference. I think with Endgame, people wanted to know how this was going to end with Thanos, with everything they've been built up. Is Iron Man going to die? Is Captain America going to die? Who's going to live? What's going to happen? Yeah. In Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker... We're all excited to see how this ends with, Palpatine and stuff, but,
we don't want everybody to die.
We already know Han's dead, Luke's dead, Leia's, Carrie Fisher's dead in real life, so I'd be shocked if Princess Leia makes it through this movie, so it's a little bit different. This is more, and not only that, it's a, 40-year span that we've had these movies, so it's more of an end of an era than it is an actual end of a giant storyline that everyone's got to know the answer to, right?
I feel like this movie is finally, it's more like a new beginning. That's kind of how it feels to me. That it feels like this movie is a new beginning to what's going to be for our kids, what Star Wars was for us.
Well, I think you're right on that aspect where it is the end, it's the beginning, the end and the beginning at the same time. So it is the end. It's the end of a lot of the stuff we already know. But at the same time, it's a new, fresh start for Disney because they can finally get rid of the baggage. And I love the original characters. Listen, I know the prequels are maligned. I still have a special place for them in my heart, and I fully admit that most of them aren't good. The original trilogy is amazing. I mean, they're life-changing for a lot of us. I mean, a lot of us got into fantasy because of Star Wars, right? And dreamed big and became fans of movies. I mean, I became a lifelong movie fan because of Return of the Jedi, right? And so, I'm sad that these characters are going to go away, but I also feel like it's time. It's time to put the Skywalker saga away and move on to something else. Like, Star Wars, I love Star Wars, and I want to see more. I want to see more heroes. I love Rey. I love Kylo. I want to see new heroes rise. I want to see new stories pop up. I want to see new directions for Star Wars because I love Star Wars.
See if they rebuild the Jedi or not.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see all these things, but we're never going to get these things if we're still holding on to the old stuff. We've got to let it go. I mean, people can say what they want to about The Last Jedi, but Luke Skywalker was not wrong. Kill it if you have to, but you have to move on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them, like you said, essentially having a clean slate to just do whatever the heck they want with Star Wars universe.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to get. We're going to get the end and the beginning, and I think it's going to be glorious. I did watch the trailer. We're not going to dive too much into it on this one, just honestly because the trailer doesn't really spoil all that much, to be honest with you. I feel like if no one wants to watch the trailer, I get it. I understand. I tried to be strong, but at the same time, if you do want to watch the trailer, it's not telling you anything you really already don't know. There is a tease about C-3PO's possible fate. I mean, whatever, who cares? But, there's a lot of shots of like, guess what? The good guys are going to fight the bad guys.
And it's going to be...
Shocker. There's a lot of Kylo and Rey like teaming up and fighting against each other. I don't know. There's a tease of Palpatine at the end. And there's a shot of Luke and Leia both telling Rey, the Force will be with you always, which is literally Star Wars to me. I mean, of everything I saw in the trailer, that is what gave me the chills, because to me, that is what represents Star Wars, right? One simple quote. The Force will be with you always.
It doesn't take a lot.
No, I mean, that's what it is, man. And that's what I love about Star Wars. And so I'm really hopeful for this movie. I think it's going to be amazing. There's a great shot. This is a little spoiler, I guess. There's a great shot of the Millennium Falcon leading like thousands of starships into battle against all these thousands of like Imperial Star Destroyers. And then there's like a shot of like Poe and Finn like running down a hallway blasting stormtroopers.
It's like everybody's like, this is like the Gettysburg, where they're just like, all right, we're gonna end it here.
What I like about this movie,
everybody.
Well, what I like about the scenes in this movie, it's almost like the whole galaxy has finally said, because I do, and it would make sense. It would make sense if, in the end of the last movie, The Last Jedi was so much about the Resistance wasn't the rebellion, right? The Resistance was a small group of fighters trying to inspire everyone else to fight the First Order. And, they said it over and over.
They're like, I don't think anyone's going to come.
Yeah, I mean, they sent out the thing. Nobody came. Luke literally died saving the last remnants of the Resistance, right? Because, trying to give the galaxy hope. And ultimately what he did was his sacrifice gave the galaxy hope. That was the whole point of Broom Boy at the end, is to show that anybody can be a hero and that you just need the inspiration. And like Poe said, we're going to be the spark that lights the fire that will burn down the First Order. And in this trailer, you see that. You see, like, the galaxy, the fire's been lit. Everyone's, Luke Skywalker has inspired a galaxy. The Resistance has inspired the galaxy, and now there's a full-on rebellion. And, old Palpatine's back in some form or another, and it's almost like the entire galaxy. That's what I love about that shot so much about the Falcon leading this fleet of ships. It's like the entire galaxy has finally said, you know what? For like 50 years, you fucking assholes have been fucking up our universe. We're tired of Darth Sidious. We're tired of the Emperor. We're tired of Vader. We're tired of all these fuckers. It's time to go. Let's do this. And that's the way that's what this movie felt like.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So if you're not looking forward to it, then we apologize, because this is going to be something that is going to be discussed at length until we see the movie.
Yeah, so. This is going to be December especially. I'm just giving everyone a heads up. December is going to be nothing but Star Wars talk on this show. I was thinking I don't think we've ever done our official Star Wars ranking. I think maybe we'll do a little sideshow where we rank all the Star Wars movies and talk about them and stuff. But we're going to be doing some heavy Star Wars stuff. Probably starting next month because, like we said earlier, we got The Mandalorian coming out in 2 weeks. Disney Plus launches November 13th. It's finally here, and we're going to get the first.
November 12th.
Or maybe it's November 12th. I don't know. We're going to finally get the first episode of The Mandalorian. We got another trailer. Can I just say this trailer? If I didn't tell you this was a TV show, if I said this was a trailer to a movie, you would believe it.
That's pretty much what my son said when I showed him the trailer. And then he was like, and then when he holds up that rifle at the end, he's like,
dude, it looks really good. I am really excited. I was always kind of excited for The Mandalorian, but like I said, this last trailer, and they've been releasing a lot of character shots, like posters. We have it all on our Facebook page if anybody hasn't seen them yet. But it looks
good.
It looks
you can't really...
incredible.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that. So that comes out next month. FYI. Everyone should check it out. If you haven't subscribed to Disney Plus yet, what the hell are you waiting for? Disney Plus is running some... Disney Plus is starting to run some specials if you haven't signed up yet. If you got excited like I did and bought the 3-year subscription, you got kicked in the balls today when your Verizon sent you an email that said, oh, because you're a Verizon Unlimited member, you get Disney Plus with us for free for a whole year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you are a Verizon Unlimited plan subscriber, you get an entire year of Disney Plus on them. Thanks a lot, Verizon, you assholes. I wonder if I could call them and be like, can you give me that free year at the end of my 3-year subscription?
Yeah, can I tack it on immediately so that I have so I have 2 years of subscription going?
Dicks, but yeah, so I mean, hey, whatever. Disney Plus is going to be in my family forever, so I guess it doesn't really matter. What else? What other Star Wars news do we got for you guys? We got a new Star Wars poster, the final poster. It looks incredible. I'm sure some of it will eventually be tattooed on my arm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I think it's all the Star Wars news we got. Anything else Star Wars related you want to talk about? Did we miss something?
No, I think we covered all the basics.
Oh no, wait a minute. There was one other little piece of news that broke earlier today, or maybe yesterday. The D&D, Dimioff and Weiss, the creators of the Game of Thrones TV show, who signed on to do a trilogy of Star Wars movies, officially have left Lucasfilms and are no longer attached to do anything with Star Wars.
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense if you've been following the threads of so D&D they both went to the Austin film, whatever, and they were both being interviewed.
This is a very interesting conversation they had, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, they essentially admitted that they had no idea what they were doing. They were told that they bring in a writer crew, and they just kept it between the two of them and an assistant that wrote 2 episodes or something.
They had a hard time keeping track of the characters and the storylines, which is clearly evident a lot of the times because a lot of stuff just doesn't get wrapped up in the show.
Yeah. And they admitted that they treated Game of Thrones as a extensive film school project.
Now here's the thing. I know everybody's just piling on them right now, and I think rightfully so. I know we defended the season 8 a lot, and I still stand behind it. Originally I think we said there was a lot of really good stuff. I mean, was it as good as it could have been? No, but I still, the Battle of Winterfell is great. I mean, visually it was crazy good. But I mean, this does make a lot of sense. It does make sense because it did at times seem like, what the hell is going on? But it's also impressive in some aspect that they had no idea what they were doing, but they were able to put together a crew of people and great actors that were so tight knit that they were able to give us some of the most incredible things we've ever seen on television.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they didn't want to deal with the Star Wars level of scrutiny because
especially after all the things they've just dealt with season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean it's I don't care who it is, the level of expectation and just general nerdness. I mean, that's going to be with the new Star Wars secret that's coming after, Rise of Skywalker. I mean, it's going to be
Well, it also sounds like there was a creative difference between them and Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, we've heard this before, but apparently they wanted to focus on. They didn't want to do. So apparently, a lot of the rumors were of why they left was. People wanted them to do Knights of the Old Republic. Disney wanted them to do Knights of the Old Republic. They wanted to do before Knights of the Old Republic. They wanted to do a trilogy of movies about the Jedis, how they became Jedis in general. So
like how the Force
how the Force works. And apparently that's not the direction Disney wanted to go, and they turned in their budgets, and they were huge budgets for these movies that Disney didn't really want to make, and so, they also had their Netflix. I mean, there's a lot right now. I've read between the lines on a lot of this stuff. There's so much, conjecture and, what people are just assuming. I think at some point we're going to find out there's probably some... I think what we're going to find out eventually is, one, they took the Netflix deal. I believe there's a lot of pressure from Netflix for them to start making stuff immediately. They'd already signed on with the Star Wars. There's no way in hell that they would have signed this Netflix deal without Netflix knowing, hey, they were going to dedicate a big chunk of their time to the Star Wars thing. I think creatively, it wasn't what they wanted. I think they got so much backlash from season 8 of Game of Thrones. I think they also looked at Star Wars saying, fuck, that, the Game of Thrones thing is already bad enough. If we screw up or don't give people what they expect with Star Wars, we may never get another job in Hollywood, right? So I think smartly, they kind of backed off and just decided to focus on their Netflix TV deal. I do think it's a little strange they were so candid and open about how bad they fucked up in some aspects on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to them. I mean, they admitted it. They didn't even know, how to do costume, stuff like that. I mean, and
like I said, say what people can say what they want to. The Battle of the Bastards is one of the greatest hours of television I've ever seen in my entire life. So, I don't know, whatever. They did, in my opinion, they did a pretty good job. Hopefully next time they'll get a writing room, which I think would have helped this show immensely.
Yeah. Hopefully the Twitter feeds will stop talking about how they're just, see what happens when you're privileged white guys. And, God. You get to do anything. So hopefully that'll go away soon. But other than that, I mean...
I don't have time for the overly woke Twitterverse at this point in my life, but I will say this as far as these guys in general, whatever, they want to move on, they have the right to move on. Sure, go ahead, move on. Is this good for Star Wars? I saw so many people saying this is the best thing ever.
How many of you guys knew about Game of Thrones before HBO made the show?
Nobody.
Huh? Who? Yeah. Anyone? No. So, shut up.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been better. It could have been worse. I don't care. It's funny, though, because all the Game of Thrones fans are real mad at Star Wars right now because they're saying that part of the reason why they wanted to wrap this up is because they wanted to move on to Star Wars. So, apparently, they've been in talks with Disney about doing Star Wars before Season 7 of Game of Thrones. And part of the reason why they wanted to wrap up Game of Thrones is because they wanted to move on to Star Wars. So, people are saying, oh, you ruined Game of Thrones so you could do Star Wars, and now you're just leaving Star Wars.
We gotta lock in Star Wars before they find out that we don't know what we're doing, and that we can't have any more source material.
Yeah, and lastly, before I move on, I just caution anybody who's reading the news, saying, all these, there is so many... I don't know what it is about entertainment media, but they're vultures when it comes to anything Star Wars news. I've already read 3 articles today about how Disney is in disarray and have no idea what they're doing, and it's the end of Disney. Oh God Almighty, whatever. Yes, you know what? You know how many projects Warner Brothers probably passes on all the time, or Disney in general, or any studio? The only reason why we hear about these is because it's Star Wars and because it's so big. You know how many people passed? You know how many times Kevin Feige fired people from Marvel movies? But we don't remember them because by the end of it, it was a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what? Does anybody even remember that Edward Norton was the Incredible Hulk at one point and got fired because he was a lunatic?
Yeah, I do forget about that.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. was in that movie. Like, hey. We literally took Betty Ross, Liv Tyler, and hid her somewhere in the Marvel Witness relocation because everyone was so mad about Edward Norton. So, I mean...
I don't get why people...
We had two different roadies. Edgar Wright made Ant-Man and then was fired, and then they had to bring in somebody else to remake Ant-Man. So, I mean, like, movies have issues. Studios have problems trying to get these giant albatrosses off the ground, and, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Just deliver us the goods. That's all you gotta do.
Well, speaking of Game of Thrones, Ryan, we also had some, besides the Benioff and Weiss drama, we actually had some real Game of Thrones drama. Apparently HBO has canceled the prequel series that we've heard so much about with Naomi Watts, about the Longest Night, about the Age of Heroes, Bran the Builder, all that stuff. Not going to happen. That prequel is dead.
That was the one George R. Martin was working on, right?
No. That one is the what was that one called? That one is the one that he's working on is the let's see if I can find the name of it here.
It was not the Targaryen.
It's called House of Dragon. It's based on the Fire and Blood and Fire novel that he did about the Targaryens. That one apparently though has been... So everybody was real mad about, real confused, like, oh, I thought we were getting prequels, Game of Thrones, oh no, they've canceled them. So they canceled one, and then immediately, like, hours later, released a statement saying that they had picked up the Targaryen one being developed by George R. R. Martin, and they have ordered that straight to series. There is no pilot. They've already ordered a 10-episode season 1 for that show.
I mean, I guess that's good.
So that is going into development, like, immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I was really hoping for the Bran the Builder one, doing the wall, like getting that started, but...
Dude, I was hoping they'd give us all 5 of the prequel series, and then when one ends, we get the next one, and then when that one ends, we get the next one, and then I wanted a whole year long where you had Game of Thrones shows, and you never had to, like, wait for another Game of Thrones show.
We just need constant Game of Thrones, and just do it until our eyes are bleeding out.
Listen, give me Game of Thrones, give me some Harry Potter shows, Star Wars shows, and I'm happy. I'm good to go.
Yeah, and put them all on exclusive streaming services.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, speaking of that, Ryan, funny you should mention that. You know, HBO immediately announced Game of Thrones, and then right after that, they announced their HBO Max lineup, and it's pretty incredible. They, you know, not only... Where is this? Hang on. So it's going to be $15 a month. It comes out next May. They announced a Green Lantern TV show, a DC Anthology TV show, and that they are going to be making big budget DC movies for the streaming service. And they're going to be releasing them on HBO Max.
So do you think this is more of their showing that they're going to be in direct competition with Disney Plus?
No, they're going to be in direct competition with Netflix. So they are bypassing Disney and Apple, and they are going right after Netflix. And the reason why I'm saying that is because as much as Disney is going to have some really cool stuff, their catalog, I've seen their launch titles. There are going to be a lot of people who are very disappointed with the amount of content we're getting on Disney Plus. I think we're going to get some really quality stuff, but it's not going to be anything compared to what you get with Netflix. That being said, Warner Brothers with HBO Max is launching over 10,000 hours of content, and they're putting like their entire catalog. Like I'm looking here. We're getting a new original Gremlins show. We're getting an original Dune show. We're getting Green Lantern. We're getting 3 DC shows, including a live action.
Well, and that's the thing with Disney is that they like to take a lot of the properties. Like they got all the Fox properties, and what have they been doing with them? They've been locking them in the vault because they don't want anyone to.
Well, they've been so much. I know what you're talking about. So there was a lot of people were upset because a lot of movies have been showing these Fox movies for years, and now Disney's saying sorry, you can't have them to launch them. I don't think they're necessarily putting them in the vault. Fox has always been really good with just letting studios play their movies or letting theaters play their movies. I definitely think Disney's going to control their content a little bit more, and I know Disney's getting a bad rap because they bought Fox and they're the big bad right now. But I think every studio is going to start doing this because the name of the game is protecting your content. So, but here's a couple of things. They're getting. I'm not into it, but you're getting DC Superhero High, the cartoon.
Ooh.
That's going to be a normal. That is going to be a normal show on HBO Max. Gossip Girl is coming back on HBO Max. If you're into Gossip Girl, Grease is getting redone on HBO Max. What else are we getting here? We're getting the Boondocks is coming back on HBO Max. Doom Patrol will also be launched on HBO Max. A bunch of shows. I don't know what these are. Hang on, where was it?
Are they going to have like all the normal HBO stuff?
Yeah. So that. Yes, you also get all you get all the Game of Thrones stuff. You'll get everything on HBO. Obviously, HBO. You're getting all the Chernobyl, Barry, Deadwood, all the stuff you got on HBO.
Okay.
These are movies that are coming out first year of launch. Or these are movies that are coming out on the platform. A Star is Born, Aquaman, Bridesmaid, Crazy Rich Asian, Crazy Stupid Love, Detective Pikachu, Fantastic Beasts. Glass, It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2, Lego Movies, Joker, Madagascar movies, Rio, Shazam, The Town, World of Worlds. These are some of the shows available immediately.
Wow.
Adam Ruins Everything. Adventure Time.
That sound like a direct competition for Netflix. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
so.
Adventure Time, which they're also bringing back. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Batwoman, Big Bang Theory, Boondocks, The Closer, Conan, Dexter's Laboratory, Doctor Who. Oh yeah, they're getting the entire Doctor Who. Falling Skies, The Flintstones, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Friends, Gossip Girl, The Jetsons, Looney Tunes, Mad TV, The Office, The OC, Powerpuff Girls, Rick and Morty, Robot Chicken, Samurai Jack, Sesame Street, The Smurfs, South Park, Steven Universe, Top Gear, West Wing.
So are you telling me, Brian, that Warner's brother owns a shitload of properties that we probably didn't even know that they owned?
Oh my god, and I'm not even going over the old movies. And you should see the list of old movies. The entire Matrix trilogy, Scooby-Doo, Shawshank Redemption, The Shining, Kill Bill, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Gremlins 1 and 2.
Finish those.
Oh, DC Films. It just says all live-action movies from the past decade.
All of them.
So, I mean, yes, HBO Max is going to be in our lives. So anybody who thought, well, I can skip HBO Max, you can't skip HBO Max.
I don't know. Have they disclosed the price point yet?
$14.99.
I don't know about that.
A little spendy. It's like I said, this is a Netflix competitor. That is what they are going for, and that is why they are pricing right around Netflix money.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but whatever. But anyway, that's the big HBO news. Okay, I think. Well, we got. Do you want me to give any more? Do we want to talk any more news, or we just want to move on? We got a couple other quick things we can hit on.
We should move on, Brian, because there's nothing else worth talking about.
That's true. Yeah, I'm just looking. I don't think there is anything else we're talking about, to be honest with you. We had a couple trailers. Real quick, couple of recommendations. Everyone should check out. There's a Dr. Dolittle trailer. As a reimagining. I don't know if it's a reimagining. I think it's more like to the book. The original book of Dr. Dolittle, a guy who can speak to animals, and a Jungle Cruise trailer that everyone should absolutely check out because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
and there was other news about reboots and crap that nobody cares about and blah 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 blah. Those are all available on our Facebook page if you'd like to take a look at it.
Yeah, that's where you can find all fun stuff.
We got a whole bunch of questions. So anyway, that's the news. I know we spent a lot of time talking about Star Wars, but hey. We said we're holding true to our word. So, all right, time to move on from questions from the Spooktacular 50.
The Spooktacular. So, I put up a question post every week on our Facebook page, and try and get as many of you guys to just leave whatever random comment that you want to leave. We will answer literally anything. So this week we have the faithful ghoul, Jeff. He wants to know, when you pass away, how do you want those who knew you best to pay tribute to you, Brian?
I want people
I'm just gonna say I'm never going to pass away. I'm going to be immortal. I will be the Highlander, and
I want people to remember me by on my anniversary sending $100,000 to my wife and kids. So that way my wife and kids will never have to find a new dad or a new husband.
Yeah. I'll be dead, so it doesn't really matter like what people do.
I just want people to Weekend at Bernie's my ass to the latest Star Wars movie. That's all I'm asking.
I just want people to say I was a nice dude.
I want people to build a statue of me, a giant golden statue of with a giant lightsaber, but I'm holding it kind of by my crotch so it could double for a giant penis.
Where would you put that statue? Is there like a place that's like Brian West was here?
Yeah,
like
my front yard.
Just in your house.
So that way, whatever man my hot, sexy wife inevitably dates will have to look at my golden giant lightsaber penis statue every time he comes into my house.
And in contrast, you can just cremate me and just spread me wherever the hell you want. I don't care. I'm dead.
How about like a peanut butter jelly sandwich?
Yeah, just
all
doesn't.
Right.
So
I would say everyone just raise their lightsaber to the sky and think of me, and you know what? Embrace by memorializing me. Honestly, tell everybody you meet, may the Force be with you, because Force will be with us always.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna come back as a Force ghost anyway. So
all right, do we have any more questions on our page? Because I got a fuck ton on my page.
You had a whole bunch on your page?
Yeah, they all popped up out of nowhere from a couple people. So here we go. You got any more on yours? If not, we'll start going to mine.
Rapid fire, blast it out, bro.
Here we go. We got 2 questions from Holly West. I don't know who she is, but she sounds real hot. That's what I'm saying.
I can't make that comment.
All right. Better not. No, it's okay. Listen, my wife's hot. It's okay to admit it. All right. She wants to know our favorite Halloween movie. Hocus Pocus.
What?
Favorite Halloween movie.
Favorite Halloween movie?
What's the one movie on Halloween that if you had to watch one movie every Halloween you'd have to watch?
I don't know. The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. That doesn't really count because everybody has that.
Hocus Pocus. That's my favorite Halloween movie.
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. I don't really have a Halloween movie that I can think of. Scream. I'll just say
that's a really good one. That's a good call too. All right. Favorite horror movie.
I don't watch horror movies. Whatever will not make me cry. The last one I watched was The Exorcist.
Pretty good. Whatever won't make you cry. Oh my god, I can't even with you. Favorite horror movie? I would probably say Scream. I'd put Scream as one of my favorite horror movies, or honestly, Jaws or Alien. I know those are sci-fi, but those are great horror movies.
Jaws count as horror?
I would say it's horror. I don't know. People probably call it thriller. All right, so let me go more traditional, like slasher movie. I really like Scream. I'm with you. I think Scream was like just an insanely good movie. What else? I really like
Event Horizon. I remember watching that one.
Dude, that movie's fucked up. That's a fucked up movie.
That one, I might have been one of the movies that put me over the edge of not wanting to watch those kind of movies anymore.
You know what? Screw it. Best horror movie? Predator.
Ooh, yes, that's right.
Here's a bonus from Brian West here. What's your least favorite horror movie?
My least favorite? All of them.
Hellraiser.
Oh, that's the guy with the pins in his head.
Yeah, fuck those movies. Nope. Hell no. All right. Best Halloween memory. David wants to know.
Best Halloween memory? I would have to say, my kids. It was probably the one where I embarrassed my kids the most, but they also had the most fun. Where we went, I can't remember what store, but they had just like this. The Halloween costumes were like $5 or something. Yeah, it was after Halloween, so we just grabbed just a whole bunch of stuff and just threw it in a cart. And so the next Halloween came along, we're all right, we got like this king costume and like a a giant blow up blueberry, that had like the fan that, like blows up and everything. So for the blueberry one, because I figured that'd be the most embarrassing thing that I could do to my children. So I walked around with this fan and this blueberry suit, but they thought it was the coolest, they just thought it was hilarious. So that would be my favorite Halloween memory.
My favorite Halloween memory, growing up, I didn't have a lot of good ones because my parents were super religious and I had to go to fucking dumbass harvest parties. I have probably two, one that's PG and one that is not PG. So my PG rating, one of my favorite Halloween memories was my youngest daughter, or my oldest daughter, she had her very first Halloween party at school. I think she was in kindergarten or first grade. And she got pink eye. And it was on Halloween. She couldn't go. So like I said, she got pink eye. She couldn't go to school. And the night before, she's just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing. So I tell her, I'll stay home. I'll stay home with you. I'll stay home with you. It's all good. We'll try and have fun on Halloween, right? So I call in sick. So I go to the store and I buy some stuff. I don't tell her what I'm buying, but I surprise her. So I get home. I tell her to put her costume on. So she puts her costume on. I put on a Superman costume. And I'd bought in all these like Halloween cupcakes and Halloween like donuts and candy and stuff. And so I surprised her with these Halloween cupcakes and Halloween donuts for breakfast. And I had a stack of Halloween movies. And we sat in our costumes all day long. We ate too. I had such a bellyache. I had to eat like 9 Tums, but we ate. We had all this Halloween fun, and she like at the end of the day. And then I took her trick or treating. We walked around. I kind of stuck close to her so she wasn't around other kids. But at the end of the day, she's like, "This is my best favorite Halloween ever," and I was like, "Oh."
Does she still talk about it though?
Oh yeah, she's still Dad. Remember the time when we stayed home on Halloween because I had pink eye? That was awesome. She still tells me that you should call in sick. I'm like, it doesn't work like that. But my favorite adult Halloween memory is we went to a Halloween party and I dressed up as the Scarecrow and my wife dressed up as Dorothy, as a smoking hot Dorothy. And let's just say that we went and found the Yellow Brick Road together.
So Brian has been down the Yellow Brick Road.
Oh yeah, she was definitely yelling, "There's no place like home" at some point. Too much?
I had one off in my head, but I'm not going to say it. So,
thank you, David, for your question. And my wife is probably going to throw a shoe at me when she listens to this. All right, we have a new listener who left some questions. Alden.
Okay.
Alden's a good guy. He is a friend of mine. Look at this. I'm going to give Alden a special shout out. On my birthday, he bought me this. Look at that.
That's a good friend.
That's a great friend. And he is a super nerd like us. He's one of us. So he left 3 questions. So we're going to answer them, Alden. Thank you for leaving a question, buddy. Let's see here. He wants to know times we saw a black cat and then something spooky happened. Have you ever seen a black cat and had something spooky happen?
No, because every time I see a black cat, I always just kind of back away and make like a large circular something away from it.
I mean, I've never had anything happen afterwards, but I did have one time a black cat ran past my car, and I'm like, oh god. And I was like, fuck, it's a black cat. I was like, whatever, Brian. I kind of laugh at myself. I'm like, quit being superstitious. And then I look, and the cat walks back, and he sat in the road, and he was staring at me.
That cat was gonna... And the cat pulled out a knife.
No, none of that happened.
Sharpening his nails.
That was about the spookiest thing. I've never had anything really spooky happen with a black cat, but hey. Alden also would like to know if, when, and how we knew ghosts were real.
What was the question?
He wants to know if, when, and how we knew ghosts were real. So if do we believe ghosts are real, when did we know it, and how do we know they're real? I don't believe ghosts are real, so it's easy for me.
Why don't you go... You can go first on that one. I want to think about it really quick.
Well, it's easy. I don't believe ghosts are real, so... I used to believe when I was a kid. I used to think I saw them. But I also think that might have been religious indoctrination.
I did, when we lived in our house, the first house that we bought in Utah, like this old creepy-ass house. Mm-hmm. And I was in the closet trying to like find something, and because I have hearing aids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I heard it was a voice, clear as day, crystal clear through both of my hearing aids, and it said, "What are you doing in the closet? Get out of the closet." And then I stepped out, and I looked at my wife that was in the kitchen, and I say, "What did you say about the closet?" And she's like, "I didn't say anything." And I believe her because that would have been a really weird thing for her to say. And my son was about like 2 years old at the time. Later that night, he came into our room and said that there's a whole bunch of people in his room, and he didn't like it. And so that was, and then we got out of that house pretty quickly. Not because of the ghost, but because of other issues. But
was that house built on an old Indian burial ground?
I felt like
there was a ghost.
Ghost.
Was it built on an old Indian burial ground?
We never actually saw anything. We just
was there a small child yelling, "They're here"?
Yeah, not like I don't know. I don't know if my son remembers any of it still.
It's pretty creepy. All right, well there you go. And then finally, Alden would like to know if we had a Star Wars themed Ouija board, could we use it to contact Jedi in the afterlife?
I would.
I'm going to say 100% Alden. That is a great idea. In fact, I don't know why no one's ever made it before. Maybe that's how Obi-Wan was able to talk to Luke through a Star Wars Ouija board.
Yeah, I'm sure that board has been infused with midichlorians so that it just true. Overflowing.
Maybe that's what was in that. Was it maybe the Star Wars Ouija board? Was what was it in the Jedi tree on Octu? And that's how Yoda was able to come talk to Luke.
It would work for me.
I'm not going to lie, Alden. You may be onto something. This might be a genius idea. This might be a $1,000,000,000,000,000 credit idea.
I think we should put that into development.
Yeah, and if we make $1,000,000, we'll give you 1.5%.
Yeah. Maybe a little less.
Well, I mean, or more, but it'll come out of Ryan's cut, so just so you know. Anyway, all right, well, thank you, everybody, for all the questions. We had some really good ones. Appreciate everyone coming through. If you do not know what we just did, you're listening for the first time, every Thursday, Ryan throws up a post on our Facebook page, and you can leave us a question. As you can tell, we will answer anything. So, for everyone who's left questions before, thank you. For the newcomers, Alden, thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed this part, and we'll keep commenting, because we'll keep answering fucking anything.
Yeah, that's why we want to do it.
All right, moving on quickly. Weekly recommendations. What you should or shouldn't be wasting your time doing this week. Usually I let Ryan go first, but Ryan has something big, so I will cede the floor to him after I quickly say, give a couple rapid fire recommendations. Jack Ryan Season 2 starts November 1st. Amazon. If you haven't watched the show, watch it. I mentioned earlier, Castle Rock Season 2 has started on Hulu. Check it out. It's pretty good. Buy your Star Wars tickets if you haven't. The movie's coming out soon, and you will not be able to get to go see it if you don't. Disney Plus launches in 2 weeks. Do not forget. And also, subscribe to the Geek Dad Report and personally send me money on the Cash App.
Your bi-weekly income.
Yes. All right. All right, that was my recommendations for the week. Ryan, my other recommendation is dress up in a sexy couple's costume with your wife and go have fun. And then go on vacation, because vacations are amazing. All right, I'm done. Ryan, what do you got?
My quick one is El Camino, Netflix, a continuation of Breaking Bad. Basically, you get to find out what happened to Jesse when he drove off with that car. Spoiler alert, a lot of wicked, crazy stuff. But other than that, I do have...
Hang on, one side note real quick, and then you can go. We've had a lot of people ask about Watchmen. We have not watched it yet. On HBO. I've heard it's really good. Check it out if you want to. But me and Ryan will definitely watch it and give a review on this show at some point. So, all right. What do you got, Ryan?
So, our good friends at Warner Brothers.
Ooh,
yes, people, we are cool enough that Warner Brothers sends us stuff. Mostly he sends it to me, and then I determine if I want to distribute it to Brian or not. So this is the deluxe limited edition of Batman Beyond. Yeah. And this is, honestly, I've only watched like a couple of the episodes of the show, like when it was actually on. Yeah. And so I'm actually pretty excited to watch I want to try and watch all 3 of the seasons.
I've watched all 3 seasons and the Return of the Joker. I actually have them all on DVD.
Yeah. So the deluxe, the ultimate, the deluxe limited edition, and this exclusive has the Batman Funko Pop
that Ryan is going to be sending me immediately.
Look at him.
Oh my God, it's so cool.
Yeah. Can I take it out of the box?
No,
Brian?
I want it in the packaging when you send it to me.
Okay, fine. I'll leave them in the packaging just for you. But look how awesome that is.
That's pretty sweet. It's pretty cool.
It comes with that, and it also comes with a pack of 3D hologram cards.
Ooh.
I don't know if they'll work over the Skype. Let's find out. So,
oh yeah, I can see them. They're very 3D. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it comes with a whole bunch of these.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah, so it's pretty sweet. And then obviously it comes with a nice little slide out.
Oh, cool.
Box. So.
And I believe it also comes with all 3 seasons and the Batman Beyond original movie, Return of the Joker.
Yes. So everything else nice and shiny. Ooh. Very, very cool looking. And I believe the prices are going to vary depending on where you're getting it from. I think right now it's registering at what? Like, was that $89 or something?
So I saw, you can currently buy it at Target right now for $89.99. Is it worth it? I paid $30 a season for all 3 per season. I think it's like $25 or $30 for my DVDs. So I'd say, it's worth it if you like Batman Beyond. They've given it the HD treatment. I watched it. It came with the digital code that we uploaded. And I watched some of it earlier. It looks gorgeous online. So I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks very crisp, very clear. And if you were a fan of the show, I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be worth it.
Yes.
And Christmas is coming soon. Put it on your Christmas list.
It would be if you were a Batman Beyond animated fan, it would be a great gift. And like I said, that Funko Pop alone is probably worth $20.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So I want to say thank you,
Warner
Brothers, for sending that to us.
You guys are the best.
We hope that you liked our little unboxing.
And we would love to review all kinds of things, like your HBO Max subscription service. All you got to do is give us a free subscription.
Yeah. Can't say nothing wrong with that.
Just saying. All right. Well, thank you, Warner Brothers. Everybody, Ryan is correct. You guys should go out and pick up that limited edition set for Christmas. Be a great Christmas present, or just for yourself, because
I think I'll keep the DVDs or the Blu-rays, but I'll be nice and I'll send you. Even though this would look really cool on my new shelf at work, I'll be the good friend. And I'll let you add it to your collection.
I need my Batman. I need my Terry McGinnis. Brr. Yes. All right.
So, anything else, Brian?
No, that's it, man. I think we should get the hell out of here. But before we do, would you like to tell everybody where they can find us?
I think you can find us on the places YouTube at the Geek Dad Report and Twitter at the Geek Dad Report, where Brian is Brian West 53 and I am Big Bruiser. You can also find us on Facebook at the Geek Dad Report and sometimes on podhell.com and sometimes on iTunes.
Occasionally on iTunes when Ryan decides to get off his lazy ass and to upload us. What a jerk, this guy.
I'm still waiting for at least one person other than you. maybe X to tell me to get off my lazy.
Whatever.
So.
Well, I mean, I think that's about it. Everyone, thank you for joining us for what is absolutely the worst Halloween special of all time. Maybe we'll be on next week. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We've kind of turned into an every other week show, but that's part of the surprise. It's like a trick or treat. You don't know if we're going to trick you or treat you. So until then, stay awesome. May the Force be with you. Rise of Skywalker's coming. Woo!
And stay nerdy, everyone, and don't get diabetes from eating all your kids' candy.
That's true. Or do. Yeah. Just make sure you take your insulin. Later.
Yeah.